There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to share. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the parents from there. The work of my life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Les paris sous un mec quand you a qui est Sktv benyo. C'est ma chérie, c'est assez ma yamo. Bengi sano muni, mo aye yo. Bengi lova mo aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand baza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand baza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The work with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Penku, Bombing, Kevon, Montserrat, Sano to Bakulu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, it is the best. For a matter of fact, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best in Africa. Sktv, we are the best. Folks, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Let me say the wonderful way to welcome all of you to the Monday edition of the Sktv show, to the mark, the 6th day in the 7th month. The year we mean the same 2026. What I want to say, the pleasant good evening after the weekend. Yeah, we're back on the farm as usual. You know, yes, we always going for our little weekend break. After the break, we'll come back after the break, and we'll come on the farm to work for our people to do some, you know, what we call cleaning of the farm, of the bush. Yeah, you know, the brushing and everything. But again, people, it's good. We faced with some difficulty with our Facebook page. But maybe very soon, yeah, they will be corrected. But we're on the YouTube, so those of you who are also watching, in fact, we're on the Truth FM Real TV page. Also, for matter of fact, yes, indeed. So let me inform all of you that indeed we are faced with little technical glitches. Yeah, you know, the glitches, technical stuff is not only financial stuff; it's also come with some technology, something that happened in technology, especially when it comes to internet. We always have some issues. So again, people, we're back. The rest of the team, the rest of the panelists will soon be here with us. They will soon join us. Yes, in making sure that we talk about things happening, all of the happening of the day, the week, and so forth. You know, whenever we go for the weekend, that's the time so many things can happen. That's when you hear so many news, gossips, and so forth, even in entertainment, in sports. Yeah, you know, I'm really enjoying the World Cup. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying the World Cup. I think this World Cup, maybe, well, I want to say for now, going to be one of the best World Cup so far, because even the attendance is not easy, you know. I was thinking that maybe the World Cup going to be poor because of the ticket price and so forth, but not new. This World Cup is surprising though. Even everywhere, people are viewing, people watching. So now, I don't know which one again. But 2 million people, is that 2 or 7 million people watching and so forth. So it's not easy, man. People will back. I think Ali is here already with us here. Let me bring my dear brother Ali Masale. Yeah, so I'm trying. Mr. Connor will soon help us to also to make sure that we have these issues settled. But Ali, my dear brother, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Let's have everything at your end.
Neighbor, good afternoon from my end, and good afternoon to our listening audience, followers, Radio Land. We are back again after a long weekend. Even though, yes, our own weekend was not good, we not enjoy our own July 4th celebration, and we hope you will not enjoy. We hope you will not enjoy your own too.
Why? What were you going to be saying? Don't be saying that. I saw something in the newspaper today. I saw something in the newspaper today.
Anything America do, you want to do it. So say
Yes.
they hit the step on that we were in though we couldn't go out for Independence Day celebration. We pray that it might real Liberia too.
Oh yeah. And maybe if I didn't have to put sometimes these things just happen like that though. Yes. Sometimes on the kind of day like the 26th day you see somebody rainfall, sometimes no rain and so but again we pray that I saw some people I think that was 2022 I saw my deacon. I don't know what kind of headlines. So look, when you see one headline say you be laughing until you want to have your cut out. But let me see what the headline said. Okay, what will punish CDC government? Workers, privatized. Oh,
What deacon say government punish CDC? Deacon? Oh my God!
Kneel down newspaper. Let me see the date. I think
I had to save that newspaper in my
yeah,
iCloud.
Tuesday to see the April 12th, 2022. Yeah, that's the New Dawn newspaper headlines. God will punish CDC government. Buaka
But, yeah, but today you can't say that one. When you tell that one today, then they say, "Oh, you hate the country, you hate the
Yeah.
government." Look at who former and you were then the former vice president saying that God should punish whole government. When God punish the government and the country, God punish you. But say
Yeah.
that one today, now then they will say you answer to the state.
Oh
You
yeah,
see,
but
say it
definitely
today that well, let
that
God punish United Party. Just say it now. Then you buy you not let like bro, you enemy of the state. But yesterday,
that's a
what
fact.
Deacon saying that?
And that's a fact of Aliyu. By the time he says something, in fact, they call us, in fact, how we are not fit. I don't know how come he will just look at people just because they are speaking truth to power, because they are bringing out the ills, the kind of treatment that our people are getting. Now, some of you now that Ali were talking about the July 4th. Yes, indeed. Let me say hats off to all of you who in America, all in fact, the great people in the US. Look, let me be frank. System make you to live better life, Aliu, and that's why in America the entire world. I still find it difficult to see the kind of citizens that are in America. Aliu, you can tell me maybe somebody will say they don't give up people they can't travel. Even in fact I was shocked. Like in fact like Iranians, all the way they say yeah their country were better here and there, but almost millions of them also in the US. Yeah.
Maybe I think the only person that can really give an update on that one, you know that the researcher Brazilian monk when he come back. But since I've been in the country, for me, I don't do research on this thing. But I just one country I haven't come across there is South African. Since I've been in the country, for me to go somewhere, they say they person from South Africa, they person maybe they are here, but I haven't seen them yet. But other than that, I have seen all national here in this country for different country. I have interacted with, but I haven't interacted with any South African yet since I've been in this country. Yep.
And Ali, let me thank God that in fact you've been talking about the US stuff, and that's good. Again, happy 250 independence to the great nation. Ali, what say you with the US Liberia? someone, over the weekend I received a lot of calls, and also I extend my Independent Day to all of our people and so forth. But let me ask you this question. Liberia copy everything from the US. The US is prospering. The US is moving with that system. It's not matching. How come we are not moving forward? We just continue to be the same. In fact, we just look terrible. And quickly, even to that, during those days, even though that we'll come back to that, I think we don't have a trouble in time, or we don't have trouble in time when they say, I don't know, like your GDP or why it went high, or in fact it went high, and in fact things were better. Yeah, people used to come, but then we're not having roads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then there were no roads all the time. But you go, oh yeah, number days things were better. I know traffic was faster and what all kinds of things. But then there were no rules. Nobody was thinking about building, even though they already had the model stuff here and there. The people they were still creating. But their focus was not about just roll. No. But their focus was how to make the economy better for their people. So that's why we keep hearing about number. The question to you now: how come we are not moving forward? How come we are not making progress after, in fact, copying everything from the US? And when they was see us, in fact, they see like we are, so that they can say we are, I don't know, some for the American people, or in fact we are small country to America.
Oh, maybe in my mind, the problem like Liberia and America, excuse me, I can say cut and paste. Liberia just cut but yet they still the country remain poor with all American system. Then people living from here going back home. But again, America believe in system. What get America where they are today is the system. They were built on the system, and that system cannot fail. Everybody, when you come, you have to make sure you improve the system. You are not going to make the system to go down. But Liberia, when we instead of us improving the system, we are there to improve our life, and then we tell our people, you go fast and pray for the country. When like in Nigeria, they say people in church, people in mosque fast and pray for America. When like in Nigeria, people in China, people in India, people in Russia, and think they are fasting and praying for their country to develop. No, your system, Liberia problem is systematic problem. But our people, they will put us in poverty, and at the end of the day, they say you all need to fast and pray. But I know I said to be corrected, but send the administration, I see our mothers there in that all over way. Sometimes they used to be where we get the invisible pipe now around there. Sometimes 7 days they all in where they say they fast and pray for the nation. But send the administration, I haven't seen it yet. I know if it happened, I said to be corrected. But maybe the answer to your question, America was built on the system. Okay, and that system is what they're going by. They were not built upon fasting and praying, where when you elect a president, you elect a representative, you elect a senator, they are only there to enrich themselves and their family, and then those of you who elected them, and then they leave you in other poverty, and then Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or Bill Clinton, they say, oh, you're praying for the country. No, the people culture, they believe in system, and you have to go by that system. You can't play with that economy. Either you make sure when you can, you improve the economy. These are things that people can campaign on their security, their economy, and the well-being of their people. The last one when I went to go vote, and when you go, you see people, when you even see your senator platform, what they have done, your representative, you say yes. And we went last, like our election is November, but I went last one where I did my voting and I finished with that. So labor is about system, nothing else. Poverty is not natural. Poverty is man-made. That's how it is.
Indeed. Thank you. Aliu, the reason, thank God that most of our people, they are following. Sometimes you see that we all joke, oh, don't say coming, we don't do the one for you. Because like Monk can always say here on this video is that, or for some of you who don't even understand, maybe sometimes you don't follow. I'm always saying that the issue we face with here today is the economy. The issue we face with here today is the system, the way the terrible, or in fact, how terrible our system is. You work for years, months, so forth, and all of your energy, everything go down zero. Let's assume that you work for $100 per month. Some of you, how many years it will take you before you even make any kind of a progress? But let someone leave from here today and go to the US. In 6 months' time, the person already surpassed your whole life. Maybe some of you that already work for 10 years, 15 years. Somebody 6 months, or maybe they have also in the US, 6 months' time or 1 year time surpass everything that you have ever worked hard for. We'll come here, we'll tell you that the politicians, they want to put you into poverty more and more so that you can't, so your eyes can be open, so you can continue to worship them. You get angry. You get angry. When you want to go to the US, when they bring ship, they bring canoe, they bring boat, they bring plane down. All of you rescuers, you wanted are posting here and then what are also defending. They won't go. Why you want to go? Why you want to run away? If you think that your government is doing well, why you want to go away? Why you want to run away? In fact, let me use the word run away. Why you want to run away from your own country? If you know that your country is better, Phoebe Hospital or Phoebe down there in where the bunker is, yeah, already closed down. The people now they want to strike again. We say that in the country, Aliu, we look at people's system, how good their system is, how they're moving with life and everything, how they're making progress. We'll come here and sing one little song to politicians. Again, my brother, we're back. So that's why I was asking you about the US. We copy everything from the US. The only thing that we're not copying from the US is perfection. We only take criminal behavior, we take criminal attitude, we take this thing and put it into ourselves. Just to put our people into agile poverty and tell them that I know time for voting time, you'll be cursing, you'll be voting for us. Because
America, neighbor, this country is corrupt. When they say corruption in America, if you listen to the former ambassador to Liberia before he could in that Samuel 20 or before they could enact that sanction, he talked about America. He said, my country that I come from, there is corruption in America. America is corrupt. And some of us are here, we can take our time to follow the politics here, to follow the news. This country is corrupt. But the way our people can rub it in our faces, the people, they don't do it like that here. Because when they catch you, your pastor can be the president, he can save you. They don't joke with it. You see, because while you were elected, you were appointed to serve your country and to better the lives of your people. So when you do your thing, you have to be careful, because simple mistake, when they tell you 15 years, nothing can stop that 15 years. When they tell you 10 years, they tell you 5 years, your pastor can be the Supreme Court judge, he can save you. This country is corrupt. But the people, they don't rub it in our faces the way in Liberia they can rub it in our faces there. This is the difference. How many times you can get here, oh yeah, the other person was caught in corruption in America, they're going to jail. It can happen. But once in a while, because there are some people, money better, they can go into so many things. Even bribery, some people, they can be involved in bribery here. This place is not bread and butter. This thing can also happen here. But the way our people can make it broad, no, the people, they can be very careful. And when you do it yourself, I can take 10, 15 years, they will catch you. This is how the people system is built up.
And that's the fact, Aliu, thank God for you to even mention that. Even the USA, for example, the people, they use these small institutions, they use these small places they get bad people in the US. What are they trying to say? But the system there, when they catch you with all of your attitude, anything that you think that you want to do, continue to do it on a cover. But the day something move from behind you, when they catch you, they will punish you. That one
Nothing
is
can
just
save
there.
you.
Nothing can save you. Whether you musician, whether you celebrity, whether you this and that, they will punish you. And that's what we're talking about. Like that,
The way, the way the people build a system, and for you to bypass that system when they catch you, it can hurt them so much. Yeah, like you can hurt them because the way they build a system for you to go, you bypass it. Meaning you can even say do more than that. That's why they don't take it
true.
lightly with you. Yes.
Because the point there, Aliu, is anytime when you be talking, say, let's forget it. Like, for example, we Africans, we have our own system here already in us. But all of the laws, all of the traditions and everything that we used to practice before, even to the extent that I saw one of the lawmakers who were talking about in fact, we should go back to the issue of Sasewu and all the kind of stuff, right? Yes. We used to have this kind of thing before to make sure that we punish people for wrongdoing. And these things were all there to protect us, to guide us so we can build our system to make it better. But the same group of people that you see that are you talking about, they will come here with their all kinds of things. They tell you, yeah, don't do they want, do they want. Don't do they want, do they want. The same people, they will come and be telling you all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, guess what? When you go back to their home, they got good system there. They got good system there. And they respect their laws. They respect their security. They pay more attention to everything. But for us here, they may forget it. Maybe they're angry because they don't get a job. As soon as we talk about education, where even the graduation fees up to now, people are still paying. Even though Ministry of Education talk about graduation fees should be but as soon as you open the land now, people will tell you how much they are paying for graduation fees. Who cares? Who following people? Who do we follow up? Nobody do follow up. So the law just sitting there by itself. And it may not like he abide by the law. Maybe like he just abuse the law and do anything. Because at the end of the day, nobody will go after Mabon. Nobody involved. I don't even care. So you see what we're heading to?
Mabon,
America,
America, my brother.
Now you have a drugs issue now. I come here, brother Aliu. Now you have a drugs issue now. People are now pointing fingers, photos, letting photos, people into arts and so forth. People are now coming on to be defending. Instead of you asking yourself these tough questions. Where Mabon get money from every time Mabon rides shiny cars? Every time. Let me tell some of you, I think before you come on, my brother. Some of the people today, they are all, most of the people they're into drugs business. But guess what? They hide behind so many things. Let me go to China and go buy their goods. What kind of a person that goes only they are no business? They are the only people that know business. For us, we don't know business. That's why we're not prospering. Only they alone that know business in this economy. So by the time they finish saying that they draw down, they don't want for people to know. They travel out, they go out, they get 1 or 2 cars and come back. Who checking who? Who doing follow up? At the end of the day, everything right up there, Aliu. Let me tell you to you, my brother, there where the child probably is right to that leadership. The leadership is rotten to the extent that, look, my brother, I don't know what going to continue. So at the end of the day, we're not moving forward. We will not be changing leaders. Let's just change a group of people and bring a group of people so that they can also survive with the same bad attitude. People selling drugs, making drugs better than to load of sports. Cocaine, in any coach, cocaine. It's not a joke. So who there now? Who accountable? Aliu? We all now we're moving. We are defending. People are not defending. No, it can't be true. No, yes, it's true. No, it can't be this. Yes, it's this and that. The witchcraft, Aliu, a bomb broad day witchcraft who kill people can cry more than even the family members. No, some of us we have a lot of experience with things. I know a story about people accusing people, and at the end of the day, even the medicine man who ever put them lie. A witchcraft can cry more than the people who own their person that died from them. So, I'm telling you, brother, I need someone still like when defending the politicians, putting a neck on chopping board. Every day we're looking for heroes. Every day you're looking for, you are the hero in a community. You are the hero in a neighborhood. You are the hero in whatsoever place you find yourself. The only thing is betrayals and the issue of you people not together. Every time you are betraying one another, one giving most of the community hard time. But you don't need no hero. The leadership will be afraid of you when you are united. But because you are divided, every time somebody can get you bigger rest, that means somebody will be giving you bigger rest. So what happened to me? Even if I don't get work to do better, I'm going to right now. I'll go back my back. Or I'll go do cardboard work. Why can't I be hitting my head for someone to be giving me high bigger rest to do what?
Maybe you handicap.
So in these things, I think this is serious. Before we even start the show, but in these things, the young people who features have been eating. The people go out there, they bring the drugs on top. They get people that can distribute, they get people that can sell the drugs. They sell the drugs. You know, where somebody get those people, where they go get drugs from? To go sell drugs. Everything coming from up and down from on top. For the politicians or for your leadership, for your people who go serving you, who don't even satisfy with the money that they are making, but instead they have to damage you. When this happens, you go, you take in deep breath. Take your own time before you can react to anything. Even if you want to defend, you don't defend at the detriment of yourself. Today, I see most of you people want to distance. I watched on that movie, my brother, if you come on. I watched on that movie. I still forget about that movie in a very long time. You know, the terrorist. You know, not new. The president don't really know who was sponsoring the terrorist. But every time I'm mad, the terrorist will get the country hard and the government. Hard time. They keep thinking. But what kind of problem is this? Who doing these things? When the joint security go together, when they turn to do investigation and so forth, now the doers can always be in their midst. So at the end of the day, they will not find out, they will not really find out who that person who into all of these things. So the guy who closer to the president to invent session. So one time to the president said, look, time for the things, investigation, announcement, and so forth. And team, we need people again among us. We ourselves. In fact, Mr. President, I'm going to take charge. So the president, my friend said, no, you know, we got to work in coordination. We got to work the days. We all got to work as a unit. He said, no, I will do this by myself. And when they may start to investigate Aliu to find out as to what was going on. How can the terrorists are more powerful than even the government forces? And when the people plan, for example, when the government plan, oh, today we're going to attack, the terrorists will know exactly how, who, the car, the everything, the commander and all, they will know all. So they say, okay, we will now know what to do. So the guy been fighting only to go find out now Aliu that was the number 2 man under the president, that the man will be nothing. I'm telling you, I said I watch that movie. I try to keep wanting for that movie name, but I'm not saying getting the name. Aliu, the number 2 man was behind the president harassments, making the government terrible.
Yeah, the insider always there. The insider always planted right there in the middle. Yeah, they always in the middle. You pass to the left, they see you. You pass to the right, any direction you pass, they will see you. How you looking?
So it's somebody that's something that happening right here in Nigeria, where every time when Nigeria army go somewhere to go catch people there, then they kill most of them people there. People right in, I tell you, so the reason that brother did today, because the tabras always on top. They use the same power. They're going to abuse the people. Aliu, they do everything. And the number 75. So my brother, that's it. We move on. Let's start the show. The VP again in the news. You know, for the past time, been in the news for a little time now. With so many allegations, accusations, and so forth, back to back. But as a leader, sometimes you got to accept some of the things. So again, today, he responded this morning on this the Wednesday comments on Spoon that in fact he know 120 or close to 20, and the VP said no, he didn't know 120, and so forth back to back, and 22 came up and said the VP in fact he been interacting with the VP for a little time, and he liked the VP. That's why in fact he started supporting the VP for 2023 elections. So again, that also sparked up mixed reactions from the public, that how would the VP say that if I don't know Tony, but then Tony also alleging that he know the VP. So my brother, the drugs issue along last to also the GLS general manager Paul King have been taken to the Monrovia Central Precinct. I think to be there while they do all of the investigation and so forth, and be going to court from court to court and so on, back to back. But as far as we're concerned, the drugs issue taking another someone will say another Bahala, because on Friday the police RG also put out names, especially 5 suspects and one at the institution. And most of these suspects, they are all alleged or they are all out. Only Paul came now, who in country already beyond bar or right now at the Maneuver Central Precinct, who now between the Liberian government and that of the drug dealer or the cartel. So we are still waiting to know exactly as to what's going to happen next, after maybe court and so forth, going from court to court. And maybe Paul King will tell us exactly as to who are those people. If it is true that maybe there is any cartel, then we will know. But so far, my brother, these are some of the things that we'll talk about here this evening in the 19.2 million drugs. So suspect Paul King, if a general manager of GIS, goes to Monrovia Central Precinct. So yes, so far so good.
Oh, thank you, there, Mabel. Excuse me. Thank you, Mabel. On the private, I don't know as to whether the vice president they didn't listen to Spoon Network last night or before coming to make a statement this morning, because everything that Tony said today on social media while he wrote there, it was exactly what he said on the Spoon Network last night. So I don't know if the vice president they didn't listen to the Spoon Network, the Spoon live last night, because if he were to listen, he couldn't have come out to write that he don't know this guy and he can go to places, you take picture with people or in public places and things. This guy have been following you, your style of leadership, and that's how he decided to even support the Unity Party and even support you mainly because he believed in your ideology and your style of leadership. You see, and he said all of these things. Oh yes, he took picture with you, and then you just woke up soon this morning. You debunk what Rani said you don't know this guy. So probably, or the VP or people in your office, maybe they were not listening or they didn't advise him, and he just went ahead to write. But first of all, last night this guy he's even lied on the show that the work he got to attend to the airport or what kind of the lottery or whatsoever, he applied, there was a vacancy, he applied, and which of course there is no newspaper like carrying that vacancy, there were no advertisement made, and people say he was handpicked by the VP to get that job. And he came out last night, he lied. So right now, these two people, both of them, they are liars, because the VP, you can see pictures with this guy in your office and other places, even with your wife and all of these things. So how will you say you don't know this guy? You are not seeing him before, and we see the both of you one-on-one taking pictures in your office and other places. So probably the VP didn't listen to the show last night, or he listened to the show, but he didn't listen, or when Tony called, maybe that time he didn't listen to last segment of the show. That's why he was so fast in writing this morning. Because everything he said on the show last night is exactly what he wrote on social media. So the VP, I don't know where the contradiction is coming from. Yes.
And to that, even though I'll be asking you some questions, but let me just, if I chip in also on that, I think for me, I don't know who the vice president this morning. I don't know whether maybe he was maybe sometimes too we can be emotionally charged. Sometimes yes, as human. Don't get it twisted now. As human, we can be emotionally charged. What are you? What and what? Everybody. So the VP said this morning, and reading exactly what he wrote. He said, "I reject Ronnie CA's allegation on Spoon TV last night that I have uh, an association with one Anthony seen in a group photo with me, who he alleged to have was at public and private events. I do not know Anthony. I do not know Anthony. And the photo taking does not suggest my knowledge of any personal dealings he may be involved with. As I stated as I stated when Clifford Pine, an official of the group of 77, was arrested on November 24, 2025 in connections with allegations arising from a suspected drug case. I still maintain that if my wife, children, relatives, friends, political associates, and employees are connected to any drug-related activities, they should face the full weight of the law. Thank you, Honorable Vice President, the Republic of Liberia. So, people, that's it. And Aliu, let me just say that for me, I think when I read the Vice President, sometimes early in the morning, so now we wake up 5 o'clock to see exactly as to what go on and the football game. Most of it we already eating our time and bro, no sleep. So when I read that, I said, yeah, so I just screenshot it because maybe sometimes, sometimes people can do some kind of more editing and so forth, maybe someone delete it and so forth. So I was thinking that maybe the Vice President may let them delete maybe this or stuff. So I had to screenshot it to keep it. Then I went back to bed, and when I wake up now, I saw everything all on the internet. I said, oh, okay, but then that's good. That means it's true. But again, Honorable VP, I don't think to say in a group photo. So it's just that our Facebook is really giving a hard time. If not so, I'm going to start posting or if I showing most of the photos of the young guy Anthony and that of the vice president interactions. So that, for example, if Mabel not know Laida, for example, let me just use my bossman Laida because Laida too is a popular man, right? And one time I take photo with Laida because I don't know, and I want no problem. That one it can happen for normal. But the second time, Laida now remember and say no, because we are him or Ali. We are him. So Laida now remember and say, oh no, he must have taken photo before, right? Okay, what's up? What happened to you? I say, okay, the third time, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, Ali. No, then I mean we are now graduating from just taking photo now to building relationship. So for me, for the vice president to say, you know, Anthony, maybe like you said, maybe you were not following the show last evening because this guy said everything. He said everything last night on the show. So how will you come on and say like you don't know the man? The same man saying, no, I know you. And even all the photos are also showing. Only one group. There's no event to say, oh yeah, it was events. There are some photos here where even your I think someone said brother-in-law I seen here the Anthony guy, his wife, and one other guy here too, but people said I remember brother-in-law. So Anthony, your wife, and your brother-in-law standing together, in fact taking photo. How that become like something like maybe it's a coincidence or maybe it's something that maybe that we're not playing. No. For me, I disagree with this. And I don't know. But again, sometimes people can push their way through, maybe to be closer to people. But when it comes to photos, they will keep saying photos speak volume. And the other photo, in fact, even in his office where Anthony was holding a hand here, and then you will see another person sitting right there. So it's possible that maybe it's Anthony and another person that go into the office maybe to visit. So all of these photos are all showing up people all of these photos are all showing, and our vice president is saying no, you have no interactions. Even though he's saying that anybody that maybe having any issue with drug business, so forth, the law should go ahead and deal with them. But how this thing gonna happen? You have unit 1, you have unit 2. How this thing gonna happen? Sometimes there's something, sometimes even the layman out there, do you know the reason, Aliu, why most of the junior officers, they change their assignments? Sometimes, in fact, even disrupt them. It's because of these things. Sometimes, okay, that I think they were just recording about I think one of LDA boss by them, right? Who the LDA junior staff have to arrest his daughter. I think I still remember, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they call him. The first thing that comes for him, I don't know how many videos I can say we call. That how they treating your brothers, your sons, your daughters, or your children who into security. How they treating them. Some of the senior officials or officers, they feel that they own Liberia more than other people. So they talk to you anyhow, they disgrace you, they embarrass you, and you and your case, you're not going nowhere. So my brother, that's it. So I think the VP for me, and this I think it's a serious embarrassment, serious contradiction, and I don't know how the VP going to go about with this and how we get where is to admit. Because if you say that you don't know the man, then there'll be a lot of questions they're answering. But again, Mr. Connor is here. Mr. Connor, good evening and welcome.
Maybe Mr. Connor is still setting up.
Okay, yeah, but go ahead. Ali, so for me,
yeah. That's it. That's it. The VP they didn't listen to that segment of the show last night. That's why he was so fast in writing. Yeah, he was so fast in writing. He didn't listen to that segment of the show when Anthony called on the show. Yeah, Mr. Connor, are you there?
Yeah. How you doing, man?
Number, yes, we are getting you.
Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. You guys know it's evening to you over there. Listen, guys. It's great to see you guys again. I know you're going a little bit of time now in the discussion. But I know what is unfolding over there is still the drug saga, and I did listen to the positions of the discussion yesterday from Rodney C.A. and that of Witherspoon, and of course the calling in of Tony. You know, one thing people got to be particular about and careful when you're in a talk as an elected official or an appointed official for a nation, you obviously are answerable to the citizenry and the electorates. Now, maybe I don't know whether obviously Aliyu might be aware of it. In the United States, there is an issue that is currently going on in the United States here that has to do with the saga of this guy that was involved in this sex scandal that literally have wrecked, even including the current president and former officials of the Clintons and all of those things, to the point that the Senate have taken statement from the Clintons under oath with regard to their affiliation with that individual. So if you have a drug situation right now, and individuals are coming, because it becomes the issue about credibility. Again, it is not stated that the vice president is directly involved with trafficking drug in the nation. But they're talking about the associates and the contradicting statements are coming from the area that it makes it become a credibility issue right now. Because if you have an individual emphatically stating to the nation that I know this man and I believe in him, and based on that, I decide to support him, that's the reason why you're seeing me with him. And not only for me to come and say, oh, but what Maybon talk, I don't know Maybon, nothing of the kind. It makes it a credibility issue, right? So everything else that you are stating They got something they call character witness label. People don't have to be on the scene, but if they can vouch for your character positively, then it kind of exonerates you from some problems. But when the contradictions are coming out like this, the vice president said, I don't know this man. I got no deal with him. But mind you, lastly, Mabel, this man is in a position, that's a political position, that can only, you can only ascend to that kind of position. Because it's not that this man was with the lottery department and he managed to get elevated to the position he had. All right? That's a civil service position. It's not a presidential appointed position. But it has to do with the influence of a particular person. And the president's vice president often had oversight over the lottery. And this man is there. So all of those things, when you connect the dot on this thing, it brings up more question than answer with regards to the drug scenario in our country. So I don't think the vice president they said a lot of good with the statement that he issued today. I think he needed to engage the press and give substantial clarification on issues with his ties to people. Look, he could say, "Oh, I know this Tony, and XYZ here," but to emphatically say, "I don't know him." And when in fact it is established that you know this person, and based on your influence that this person got a particular position, what do you expect the people to say? Maybe so it is a problem here that the vice president really need to come clean about, give some explanation, and save.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Connect, because I think you are right. Sometimes, like for example, I think most of these things actually serve as what you may call guide for all of us people, because if it is true that the vice president know Anthony very well and try to deny Anthony just because quote unquote there's certain alleged stuff or something here and there. Look, maybe I can be terrible, I can be criminal, I can be the worst person, but it doesn't mean that I know people. So in case when the come and say, "Oh yes, I know maybe work for me," so what that mean? Mr. Kone, another brother Aliu. So that means the crime that I may have committed will go to Mr. Bedete? No. So I don't see the reason why he really in rush to really to respond the way he did. And that you are saying, so Mr. Kone, people will have their own interpretation right away. Because if maybe one know Mr. Kone on the show, or maybe Aliu, then because Aliu in trouble today, or someone think around Ali name. So they call me, I don't know, I know Aliu. No. Yeah, man. Well, anyway.
Maybe like you stating the scenario, it brings more questions than answers. And that is the problem. Because when the executive, especially the men in line to the presidency of our nation, when things of this kind of controversy emanating from the office, it has to come with clarity. Because if you don't be emphatic and very clear about those things, it brings the credibility of you and the office of the vice president into question. And it's embarrassing. Because you know thousands of people. For me, I will not draw on the fact that, oh, yeah, he's involved, we're all syndicated. But then those kind of trivial things, those little things, when you start to get contradicting information about it, then people start to question the entirety of whatever testimony you give in Mabel. That's why in criminal scenarios it's called circumstantial evidence. That's why they don't have to see you taking the thing. But when you are around the vicinity, you are around the place when this thing happened, Mabel. So how you can say, so Mabel or people kind of were around the house here. When the people here in the house got missed, then it's
yeah. Sometimes they kind of come change, but some of you who are listening, I hope that you're getting Mr. Connor. He try to say the same platform. Some are so they say they think lost. Some of us we just start abusing straight, or we just
That's what they call circumstantial evidence. And circumstantial evidence in criminal cases, they are admissible sometimes, people. They are admissible in court because some people have to connect it that and say, oh man, yeah, this one, yeah, we didn't see you there, but when you around this place at some point in time, so oh yeah, I was there. What did you see? What is and let me start to tie you down, they got to question you on the street. And sometimes it makes it difficult for this clarification. You know, it's hard. This is a people.
Yeah. So
Let me just close on this real for Neighbor. Just a minute.
Because I have another question.
That has to do with the drug scenario. It's not only limited to this government alone, but the citizens. Neighbor, if the two major airlines are going to Liberia right now, it is try because of this drug scandal, and it's try to back up Liberia, it becomes a problem for the nation, and especially those in the diaspora and even those at home. So this is nothing limited to all political situation. This person is from CDC, they want from UP, they want from ANC, and this and that. It's way beyond that, right? People should really look at it from that perspective. That's all.
Thank you. Quickly before we come to the Liberia National Police and all, they have got the LDA who responsible for the entire wahala that is ongoing because the LPP political leader, Councillor Tiawan Ganglo, or Tiawan Say Ganglo, this morning on the Truth Breakfast show, he said that I think the entire thing should be given to the LDA, giving us updates and telling us exactly how far with the case. But how come we see Gregory Coleman? Gregory Coleman was into the oh God. Gregory Coleman was into the fire business until today they have the entire fire case. I don't know whether it's still pending or it's still on why opening, what's going on. But again, Gregory Coleman has been seen into the update or giving update of the drugs wahala or the drugs bust at the RIA, and the legal counsel said no, this is wrong. But again, Aliu, what say you on that? With the police report, giving update, overseeing other people function. Sometimes when they fire incident, they maintain the fire boss on a drug, they maintain the what happening?
Maybe what Tara Gongo said, that's a fight, or Gregor Como is wrong, but Baka know what they are doing. The entire country, like the former deputy director or whosoever for the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency said that the three branches of government, they are involved into the drugs business in Liberia because that's a lucrative business that everybody want to be involved in. Or Mr. Corner, no, you Mayborn, you have, excuse me, you have witnessed this over and over in America and other parts of the world. Such criminal case, the magnitude of that case, what we have seen in this country, like in Maryland now, the Justice Department, they will be the one to come and give press briefing. And the entire security apparatus, everybody that helped in that investigation, they will all line up left and right behind the Justice Minister or the head of the Justice Department. And he will speak. When he speak, he will first of all introduce everybody that took part of that investigation. When he speak, at certain time, maybe here, based on your role that you play, you coming to speak. Based on Mr. Kone Uno role, Mr. Kone will speak. Based on my Uno role, I'm coming to speak. After that, time for question, and when we come down, we say, oh yes, after this investigation, this person has been charged with this other crime, this person has been charged. After all of these charges now, then the media comes in. When they ask certain question, based on the way Mayborn play, the Justice Department will send a question to Mayborn to answer. When they ask certain question based on the role Mr. Kone play, they will send a question to Mr. Kone to answer. When they ask certain question based on the role that I play, they will send a question to me to answer. So that press conference that Gregory had, the Justice Minister should have been there, or even if he's not there, somebody should have been there representing him to carry on that press conference. The LDEA boss, immigration, or NSA, everybody's supposed to be there. And then he introduced them, the Gregory Como man. He said, these are the people that were able to work a long way to get this finding that we're coming to present to the Liberian people. From there, after Gregor finish talking, the NSA director will be able to speak. The LDEA boss, immigration, all these people them. But we only saw one man single-handedly going to go get press conference on $19.2 million worth of cocaine. They're not kush, they're not marijuana, but cocaine. To capture the Liberian people, yes, 5 person are the suspect, but 4 is not here, only 1 person here. Where in the world have you seen that? In the first place, Gregor Cuomo said arrests were going to be made. You people know the working system. Government operate from Monday to Friday, but he pushed it to Saturday. Why? It was intentionally done. Parking was to Liberia National Police Headquarters 1 o'clock. Why were they discussing the whole day that Gregor Cuomo had to have press conference 8:30 in the night? So these speculations that were on social media that they were negotiating with this man, why we make it to think people will not believe this thing? Where in the world or ever in the history of Liberia you have been seeing that? All the press conferences Gregor Cuomo had during the Orson case, during the alleged rape case of Brian McGill, they didn't have any press conference in the net. But only the just case, he might have press conference over the weekend, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Where were the NSA director? Where the immigration boss? Where were the LDEA, the EPS, all of these people that they said they're part of the investigation team? The same group of people that went to the Senate, those same group of people supposed to be doing a press conference on Saturday. Why? He did it intentionally because if you were to have a press conference on Friday, he was going to charge parking and he was going to be arrested and sent to prison. He said, I will do it on Saturday. Liberia people, they are stupid people. We can use them anyhow. The Saturday that he said he's doing it, he carried to 8:30 p.m. midnight. I can say evening there. So that he will do what he's supposed to do. While the parking will sleep there or whether they will allow him to go home. This man, the drug, this identical drug was in a horse. They took it for a horse and they took it to the airport to go and export it. Why should this man in the first place be in Liberia today sleeping under air condition? And this is the question I was asking your deacon when he mentioned me in a cabinet meeting. If it were Aliyu Masade that they took that drugs from my horse and I went to Liberia, Gregor Como, Joseph Bakari will allow me to be laid down in my horse. If I get no connection with anybody in the government, you see, they will carry press conference to 8:30 in the world, and then you see.
Yeah, and there where Liberians they are saying that the people that are bringing in the drugs now they are BB people. When you go into some of the street in fact corners, the corridors and so forth, what you hearing? Oh, we were thinking that drug dealer and I was talking to people, but not even our own BB officials. So Aliu, but again when we come back, we also hear from Mr. Kone
Yes,
on this same question
you see.
about how a mini, so you guys can take over a little bit and have the show going on the page there. When we come back after the news bulletin, we will join you people and continue from there up to 8 o'clock, or better say at 7:30, to hear from our people to also what they will be saying or what they have thought on some of the happening. Long last, one of the suspects will be sleeping in jail tonight at the Monrovia Central Prison. We don't know yet as to, in fact, like we're not even happy. Can you imagine this arrest or this other case? See the time social media quiet. Nobody get time to say,
Yes, you can get no government official, nobody talking. Where in the world have you seen this happening? You see, so everybody know that everything that they've been talking, that government officials are involved in the cooking. Gregor is showing it to the Liberian people, the government, they are showing it. Because if it were any ordinary person, the treatment Porking is getting, nobody will get it. If it were any ordinary person, Gregor never had press conference or 8 o'clock in the night on a Saturday day. No. But because they know what they are doing. Mr. Kone? Yeah, Mr. Kone, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. I had to use them. You know, I would like to be on the radio to address this topic.
Okay.
But in the interim, in the meantime, you should be asking yourself right now if this government is really serious about prosecuting drug cases.
Nope.
And if so, what is the justification that a man was arrested back in 2024 for drug-related charge and put in prison in Kakata, and a subordinate way down the chain of command, a prison superintendent, writing to release such a man for medical reason, when in fact the crime is non-bailable, is a capital offense, non-bailable under the law. So under no circumstances such a man should be released. Even if he's released, he should be put in a medical facility under a security supervision. But that man got released since 2024. You talk about 2026. I leave that man in the country. And nothing happened. He was never taken back to prison. What that tells you, that indeed higher ups authorities were responsible for orchestrating the release of that man from prison. And the man never ran away from the country. He stayed right there.
Yes.
He was never brought back to prison. He was never taken to court again for any further prosecution. Until the second, you allowed the man to go and then a room about and then to commit a bigger crime than what he did before. And then yesterday you're telling the world that you are serious about prosecuting drug-related cases in our country. I mean, this is a complete facade, like how people speak. Indeed, they're trying to prepare or pretend in the eyes of the Liberians that indeed they are serious about the situation. Michael Brown, today the superintendent is still working. Today the assistant minister for prison is still working. Today the justice minister is still working, and nobody has questioned them. Aliyu, in the United States, even people that are in prison not for capital offenses, but they are in prison here, and for some reason they got medical emergency at the hospital. They keep that cough on their hand. Even when they go put them on the hospital bed, they keep the cough on their hand and hospital.
Exactly, Mr. Kone. I worked at the St. Joseph Medical Center for 2 years in this country.
Yes.
We used to see when they carried those guys to the hospital, they will be on the bed, they will cough, that cough will be on their phone, they tie it to the bed. Yeah. That's the first thing. Or sometimes those guys make sure they send it to that door. That whole hospital, till they can take that person back to the prison copper, those guys will be to that hospital and they send it right to that door or in the corridor. You see, September 2025, this guy had they went, a woman and a family member signed for him, and they said he was going. When he came back to the country, they tell him over to say, oh, the man went for children, he had come back. They tell him over to the judge. That's why recently, the former comment minister, because he has an indictment on her, this government stop her for coming to America to get treatment. They said she had to go and get treatment. Mawani digs. You see?
Her crime, in fact, is not even it's a billable crime that they put on her.
Yes, it's billable.
And then they didn't grant her such a privilege. Now, you are talking about an individual that committed a crime under the law that is non-billable. And you release him and never took him back. Besides, the surety bond or the people that went to sign for him, they were right in the country. You never even called them by one day to ask and say, oh, but the man, where you signed for? Where is he? And then you just telling the people that you're serious about fighting. When people are bucket raw, you disgrace them publicly. When people, a lady just last week, you went to that lady house and broke the house down for a marijuana, maybe $10 marijuana or $40 marijuana or whatever it is. You broke down her house. You recorded her naked. But then you got people that committing crime against the nation, that embarrassing the nation, that making the nation to once again become a pariah state, to the point that you're drifting towards a place where in the international community might likely declare a nation narco state, and then you're playing around with it like this. You sat in that country. All of those are connected. Today is, I think the 7, right? Aliyu?
Yes.
It's 1 month or 2 days to 1 month since the crime got committed. The man that wanted to deposit the money at the bank was in Liberia. They never apprehended that man. The Michael Brown you're talking about was in Liberia. You never apprehended him. And all of those that were connected were still on the soil of the nation. Only for you to come tell the people they are alive and this and that. So are you telling me that you got a security that is so weak to the point that even when people are sick now, or you couldn't even hold them in protected custody until you could find you gotta fight on the issues? I mean, look, I don't know, man, Aliyu, but this is something that is very, very hard to put together. Only to tell a man that volunteered to come back in the nation as the only man you got right now as a suspect that you have charged, and everybody else that connected, you say they are not?
Yes.
This is, I don't know how to put it, Aliyu. But again, we will discuss it when we get back on the radio, Aliyu. But I mean, those are just things that people need to look at. And then for people to be so defensive, I don't know the person. I know the person. I mean, it's this drug did not walk into Liberia. You have a next door nation, Sierra Leone, where from all indication there is a notorious drug lord that is seated in that nation. And a lot of the infiltrations of drugs into that country coming from the Sierra Leone end. Every time at the border, people are being arrested with drug here and there. And then you align this to fester on like this, and you can't come clean with the facts on the situation. Like you stated, Aliyu, in the United States, typical example, even when there's an ordinary fire or outbreak at home, whenever the security, the fire people, they are briefing, or the police briefing, the press or the nation, you always see the fire chief, you always see maybe the intelligence officer, you will see the entourage of people standing there, and they will speak to the issues as they see it. But the police director speak to you. Got the DEA boss is not speaking to the nation in terms of giving, because the police director, you are giving information that were given to you by a third party, in this case, the DEA and other security apparatus. Why can't you bring them for them to speak to the nation with some surety and authority? But you alone stand there, and like you become everything. You're just a police director. And this, you did not apprehend, or you did not arrest the drug situation at the airport. It wasn't done by your sector as the police, but rather by the DEA and other people. What happened with those that were the immediate eyewitnesses to the situation? What happened with them? So I mean, again, man, we just hope the best for this nation, and we will not be dragged into a situation that will take a toll on every Liberian, both at home and abroad. That's all.
Yeah, the police director, those people, you see, even during the Senate hearing, you saw how the men were all over the place. The people say, well, why you want to be answering for everybody? You see NSA board, EPA, all these other people were there. The entire joint security apparatus that were on the investigation. As a responsible government, this are things. Since the whole job been decided, we haven't had one day to say, oh, the NSA, based on their intelligence, they were able to grab this other person. They were able to do this. They were able to nothing. Everything Gregor doing, saying it just while the media been talking, and just while they bring it back to us. You see, have they done anything to come and say, based on our intelligence, based on certain work we did, we were able to get those other suspect? No. Since day 2 of the whole drug saga, everything that have been in the media, that's the same thing they bring it back to us. You see, for you to, but Mr. Kone, and this is why the United Party, those people were the ones bringing drugs into Liberia. And that is started from Magateni administration. We saw the amount of drugs that came in the country at that time. Can you imagine a presidential convoy was arrested with drugs in it? This thing was happening under the 12 years administration of Eddie Mbakai. And we are now being a cool guy when he took over the country. Let remain in you guys can remain in your position and team. Let's move this country forward. So they use that means for them to destroy a government, bringing in drugs, and they say, "Oh, that we are doing a woman from Jamaica. The Jamaican and the good are doing drugs business. They put everything on. We are today in accord with them. You people were in opposition. You were sophisticated enough to know how drugs were entering the country, be it through the seaport, the airport, the borderline, the United Party, when they were in opposition, they had all of the sophistication to know how drugs were entering the country. And now today, under their watch, $19 million worth of cocaine entered the country, and they were exporting it out of the country. They want to tell us how it entered the country and who brought it. But when they were in opposition, they knew how drugs were coming to the country and who were bringing it. But today, they empower, they lack all the sophistication that they had 6 years to detect all of these things, and that's why they keep to cheat. So this is the time now you're supposed to show us how sophisticated you guys are to tell us, oh yes, they just came through the port, they just came through the airport, they just came through the borderline. These are the people who brought it. If you're ready to fight drugs, this is the time we're going to know. Y'all are not in power. Y'all want to be like when Mr. Kone and myself playing the checkup. Labor will be standing. Oh, Ali, you couldn't see there. You want to eat over there, then you go king. You want to just pull it down there, eat it, you feel it reaching king. You know, when you're not on the checkup board, the person that's standing, they can see everything. But when they say that, then now they can't see nothing. So the United Party, when they were in opposition, they could see all the entry point where drugs were coming from to enter the country and who were bringing it. Now they are there now, their eye closed. They say that the checkup board that they can't see again. They don't know who bringing the drugs. They don't know where it's coming from. They are pretending like checkup player, but they know how the drugs got to the country. They know. Those people, when they were in opposition, they have all the sophistication, Mr. Kone. They know who were bringing drugs in the country and how the drugs were entering the country. 6 years, United Party were in opposition. They will say, oh, the other drugs, now the other person brought it. It came through the airport. It came through the free port. It came through the border. They were sophisticated enough to know how drugs were entering the country and who were bringing drugs. Now that you people keep to fight drugs, you're supposed to show to the Liberian people that you guys are sophisticated enough. This is time now for you to tell us how the drugs came to the country and who brought it. So you were only in opposition, you could see all these things. Now you people are in power, you can't see again. Come on, man. I bet you leave you guys.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Brother Aliu, and let me say thanks to all of our viewers, those of you that are watching. Thank you, Mr. Kone, and all of you people back after the 15 minutes news break. I don't know whether some of you are aware already, but the Liberia National Police forwards defendant Paul King to the Manriva Central Precinct, or to the Manriva Facility Court, rather, in connection to the $19 million drugs. I think today we were seeing at the court there. I don't know whether they're not carrying Saw Beach now or not. We don't know yet. But again, indeed, so also they try drugs business now becoming like, in fact, people, I think I follow Senator Snow. He was talking, I think, having an interview on one of the radio stations. He was talking about Kuch. He said, oh yeah, before we were shouting about Kush, against Kush, protesting back to back, but they want a Kush. I don't know what a Kush on.
Let them know. They carry the mess of Beach.
Okay. So the one that I'm talking about here, my people are Kush. I don't know what Mr. Colin, is there Kush uncle or Kush people? Which one?
Listen,
that Kush great grandfather. Like put great grandpa here to tell you how general it is.
Let me tell you this. I don't know of any drug when you're talking about classes. I don't know of any other drug that is being globally condemned or something as compared to cocaine. Today you have the United States government wherein President Trump tell you that they go to Venezuela, the bumping how they call it boat and all the kind of thing in the waters of Venezuela, and they mention about cocaine trading. Today the Venezuelan president, whether rightly or wrongly, got dethroned and is in jail because of cocaine. They didn't say kush. So obviously cocaine is the mother of all these drugs they're talking about. And for somebody to be treated in a cavalier way, or my people, the simple in a careless way like this, is troubling, Mabel. And like I stated earlier on, Mabel, all of these things that happen, the people, the DEA, under the law, the DEA is a separate entity from the police. The DEA should be holding press conferences informing the nations that indeed here these are the things that happen. The day of when we this drug got bust at the airport, here are the the suspects that were apprehended, Mabel. But today it's 7. It's 2 days to 1 month, and you got one person. In fact, the person in question at the time, they said they were not even in Liberia, but their facility and other places were used for that. When in fact those that were in Liberia, the Michael Brown, the guy that wanted to deposit money at the bank, you allow them to linger on until finally they have absconded. They left the soil of the nation. Whatever medium that we use. What happened with scary? You couldn't even call these people for protective custody until you could conduct your preliminaries and bring them to book. But they are all on the run. And you got the bravery. You, Mr. Police Director, you got the bravery to come and speak to the nation with all the presence of the other apparatus like the DEA and other agencies to come and give first-hand information of their experience, what happened.
So, Mr. Fly, in that, what are you sensing? Because people are not listening. Maybe they want to know what are you sensing in Isaiah. Overall, because the laymen out there, sometimes these are kind of perceptions that they have, though, that they are doing cover. How come they are using Gregory Como to do all of the works? People are also now saying that is he the new justice minister, or maybe is he acting a justice minister, fire service director, police boss, PA boss?
Gregory Como, like utility player. The justice minister, the LDA boy, the police IG, the NSA boss, the immigration boss, the EPM boss, the fire service. He overshadow everybody now. President Baka need to step up. They need to increase Gregory's salary. We can't say that for Gregory to be working the night taking one salary. We will protest.
Look, move on to that question that you asked.
We'll see tomorrow, man. I'm back to leave. I'll be part of the show.
Take care, man. Okay, take care. But let's move on to the question that you asked about cover up. There is no other way that people will classify the situation other than attributing it to cover up. And here's why, Mabel. One of the individuals, the Michael Brown, was caught for 2 years ago for similar crime. That individual got in prison, non-bailable crime. And then that person got released from prison. Where was Gregory Como at the time that he couldn't even effectuate a rearrest of this person? Where was the Justice Ministry to effectuate the rearrest of this person? Where was the Joint Security and even the how to call it the Solicitor General and all of the people, the Assistant Minister of Prison? They allowed this man to go scot-free, and only to come back. Then you tell me, he said this is not a cover up. And when the man was passing all around in Monrovia there, people say that he even used to go to the airport to even distribute money on people and this and that. You never rearrested this man. 2 years until this other crime. So you come back and tell me this now a cover up, Mabon? Indeed, it is a cover up. And the goal is to protect individuals. But more beside, Mabon, let me close on the drug law you guys are talking about from Belgium or the man is stationed in Sierra Leone. And he comes in Liberia willy-nilly. Obviously, such a person is not Liberian, meaning to say he comes in our country with the acquiescence of authority. So if that person comes in the country and nothing is done about that person, and today, drug trafficking is taking a root in Liberia. And then you tell me it's not a cover of Mabon? If not a cover, then I don't know what else you tell people.
Yeah, so Mr. Conan, from the beginning of the entire case or the situation that had to do with the drug bust and the RIA, the government said that this case is not a joke. This case is not any kind of ordinary case because they think that there are allegedly there are some hands back to back. Some of the, in fact, even the citizens, whether from the ruling party or from the opposition or from non-positions and every part of Liberia, they are also pointing fingers, or in fact pointing fingers at the quote-unquote some officials that they may likely be into some of the thing. And because of that, the justice minister was also summoned by the lower house first. After that, he said the case, they are treating it, they are investigating. And after that, they will come up with their findings and so forth and tell the Liberian what happened. But from all indications, all the entire investigation, nobody telling us how the drug, first of all, entered Liberia before being repackaged, right? Yes, before being repackaged to send to Europe. And these are things that people are not even taking into consideration. Nobody thinking about this, and our security is not telling us exactly as to, okay, this drug came by this way, and these are people that brought in the drug. I agree that Paul King, who is the GLS manager, who the how do you call them, the cargo group, yeah, right? That the drugs or these shipments or the consignments were taken to them for them to weigh it and shape or make it go. Let me just make it a simple for some of our people, so that the man who has been arrested or the man who the people catch today now they're talking about, they may a part of job in a company. This company is there to weigh the heavy loads here and there and make sure that the load leave the country too clean. So back to you, Mr. Conan. So if we are now running far to Paul King, then what happened to the people who are also responsible, maybe the arrival of the drug, or how can up to now the RIA boss stay into his position after hearing that May 22nd of this same year, the first consignment of drugs passed through the RIA and up to now, only what kind of Brown said, Oscar, or all the other group of people, right? So yeah. Are you saying that the some of the officials or some of the people who are maybe, because Mabon can be someone that, for example, has head for the place, there's something that they happen and nothing, nobody hear anything about Mabon. The only thing you hear about is, even though if Mabon know about it or not, but I think there should be some level of questioning, investigation as to how this consignment or how this thing live from there, whether into the know or not. At least let it be some questions. But how come we don't hear anything from the RIA boss and everything just so about only few head of people, especially from the security side downward?
Well, Mabon, like I stated early on, when you talk about the cover up, there are just a lot of security lapses in the whole process, Mayborn. Meaning to say there are a lot of security missteps. Whether it was done consciously or unconsciously, that's up to the people to look at it. But Mayborn, you have a place that's supposed to be declared a crime scene.
Good.
It was never officially declared a crime scene up to now. I stand corrected. Maybe they did it behind the scene. I don't know. But that had not even been done. So for you to be asking how the drug entered the country, if they were going to declare that home a crime scene, to understand how that drug got to that home, where it emanated from, then you're talking something, Mayborn. But that has not been the case yet. So it just tells me that this is a cover-up. Two, this is telling me that the security apparatus, because now that Gregory Coleman is the face of it, it shows that they are inept or they are compromised and they are not in the interest of the nation when it comes to establishing where the drugs coming from. That's the only way maybe I can put it. Because maybe tell me, just last week, you went to a zinc shop on video. You bust that zinc shop because you saw a lady there with drug, Mayborn. And you bust that zinc shop. How much more? You're talking about $19 million, a home that it came from to go to the airport, and you can't even declare that home a crime scene. And you're telling me that you're serious for investigation here? Mayborn, until it happened, I'm doubtful that indeed they will ever tell you.
So what happened to our suspect Paul King? Are you saying that it's just another bluff, or we suspect Paul King that in fact they're having a suspect?
Paul King will have to speak what he knows. If he thinks that he's being used as a sacrificial lamb, in it maybe, just maybe, he will have to spill the beans and tell the people what he knows about the entirety of the drug scenario. Because if he's going to be the sacrificial lamb here, mind you, this is a capital offense, Mayborn, non-bailable. If this guy gets convicted, he's going to spend a lot of his youthful life in prison.
Yes, I think up to 10 years.
Yes. So obviously, maybe you have to speak from that perspective. And then tell people what he knows about this thing. Because mind you, this is not the first time. People talking about chicken soup and this and that. Maybe you know one of the things that the people put cocaine into to transport in this place?
No.
The people can look at food that people eating and put cocaine in it. Be it apple, be it they make things that appear like egg.
Exactly.
And they put those things in there to transport it. So for somebody that got they transported chicken soup and lapa and all the kind of thing, that's baloney, Mayborn. That's how these things are transported in many instances. And they got to connect all of these dots. But if the security is not doing that to educate the people, to inform the people, then I will only attribute it to 1, being compromised, 2, cover up, 3, they are inept. That's all.
So thank you. In fact, Mr. Connor, I will still come back to you with a few questions. I'll go back to the, if I don't go to the line to hear from our people.
Yes.
But I think our people, they are really, really between the scissors, and they don't even know which way not to go. Because, mind you, though, I don't know what they will protest, how they're going to do it, because we've been hearing series of protest plans on the way. I don't know how that's going to happen, how that's going to work, what they're going to do, because this thing that we're talking about, people have nothing to do with political party. No, Liberians, the only way that the country will move forward, forget about political party business. I don't know how come, because yesterday I used to most of our brothers and sisters out there before, they used to say sedition where the only group of people before that used to defend every other ugly things along it comes to the party. How come I'm still seeing the same thing still maybe been around, or we still seeing this thing around? What's happening? Why are people quick to change and forget about things, statements, or maybe things that they were once upon a time involved with or in? Okay, you accused people yesterday that they were quote-unquote supporting political party, they were party mandate, and here and there. But you will come for the change. You say you come to change everything. You know, and there where I really admire some of the Unity Party strong supporters, because some people, they are just rescuers, some people, they are just rescue. In fact, they support President Bouaka, but they're not Unity Party. You know, and these are kind of thing. And some of them are standing up talking that no, we believe that this president of ours should do the right thing and going to do the right thing. How come everything is going on the contrary? And you want us to come back here and say, oh, yes, you know, and let's forget it because our own no. With a lot of, what you may call him, strong Banan Pekin, yes. And there are other guys that some of us will follow.
But maybe,
and they are really doing well, Mr. Conan. They're doing well because the issue of drugs, Mr. Conan, drugs don't know political party. They don't even know trap, no religion, nothing. Look at when Zoko, when they in a Zoko mood, when they were to catch people, when they were to help people, when they were to do anything to you, it didn't way asking for your trap.
But maybe the thing you're talking here, almost every Liberian, both at home and abroad, their immediate relatives, their distant relatives, their children, cousins, brothers, sisters, things have been affected by this drug. Look, maybe some of us have been victimized by this drug situation by losing our loved ones, little brothers, sisters, and so on and so forth, nieces and so on and so forth. That today some of them are still languishing in the street in Monrovia town there and other parts of Liberia. So the drug issue had no boundary. But you know what is troubling Mayborn? For the continuous situation wherein the rescuers and some of their supporters try to portray this thing as if the issue about drugs just started under the previous government. Mayborn, today you lost a memorial place, the Greystone Graveyard. I mean, the Center Street Graveyard is being completely destroyed today because of drug issue that started under the previous government, the previous United Party government. That place is abandoned today. So the issue about drug started from that time. But because they want to attribute it, oh, yeah, let's just look at yesterday, not day before yesterday. No. And today, under your watch, these things are happening. And they don't want to speak to the issues about it. Look, the fact that the Senate and other senators took the bold step to make some inquiry on it is a commendable effort. I hope they will go through the extra miles now that somebody has been charged in court to still follow up and brings about, because there's the question that should be asking today, why Michael Brown left the prison of Kakata and never got rearrested, and today he's involved with another situation. Why? Who's responsible? Some hair needs to roll from that perspective first. Because perhaps if Michael Brown had not been out there, for the people, whoever the drug peddlers are or the cartels are, maybe they use him as a point person and other people, maybe we would not have reached at this point. But because they had a willing cooperate. I mean, somebody to cooperate. That's the reason why they use it. So it's a situation that needs to be looked into. And if the prison commander or the Ministry of Justice officials are responsible, because the Justice Minister himself is disappointed in this case, because under his watch, capital offense, they circumvent the law because of the bigger hands
Yeah, thank you. Yes, indeed. The Justice Minister, like you say, Mr. Conan, I don't think, in fact, you really talk again, because as long they are talking, man, they say, man, we can talk for the fire service people. They say, man, we can talk for the LD and talk for it. Then what the answer of you having Justice Minister? Well, anyway, that's it. That's it, people.
That boy is about 3:35. You want to go to the line? You can pick up some calls, okay?
Yes. So we into it. Now we are fighting cooking. We are no longer fighting coach. So that means we graduated now from the stage of coach. Let's continue. So So filling out with good business now is cooking.
Just how you get finish high school and you talk about college. When it comes to the drug situation, we're in college now.
What? And to just pass through with that statement that you're making about people wanting to find out which government. If you man this thing, you will waste your time. We're looking for a solution. Let me tell you, Mr. Conan, any country for that matter, for example, where people fight war, especially our countries in Africa that are already vulnerable, open, poor, and everything. What do you expect? So while you are fighting war here, people are still bringing in drugs for you to fight war more.
Yeah.
They were not only bringing a gun. Some of you don't know. They were not only bringing a gun here to you by them. They were also bringing drugs to give to your children by them. By that time, they were child soldiers. Now, look, you think what kind of little child that will be brave and see their father and mother tell them, I respect you, but take off your slipper, do this. You know what was the cost? It was drugs. It was drugs. So, and the drugs continue up to the time and they took over. Up to your footballing President Wack and President Weah. Therefore, President Weah now to Waka. So this thing is just about us now fighting how to destroy the cartels who are up there, who continue. Because let me tell you, Mr. Kone, we have a lot of fake business people here in Liberia. I started from the beginning of the show. It's about time now that Liberians now open their eye and begin to expose most of the guys. When you see somebody with money, they're doing good. Sometimes you can see their hand behind some kind of thing. But not new. They have another thing that they do. Just get money. Just get fast money. Some of you don't know. The fast way to make money in life, not drugs. Now, rabbi, drugs are high looking. Jordan went there, he said, go come back tomorrow. Or give me the, for example, the whole year of the yellow machine.
Drug is a global phenomenon that have plagued a lot of nations, even developed nations that are suffering the issue about drugs today. It's not only limited to Liberia. But if you have, because the question there is that the places like Nigeria, other places have been flagged a long time, so they're looking for other areas to use it as a route that have not been under the radar like this. And Liberia, they have found Liberia to be a willing horse for them to ride in this direction. And we need to arrest it because before Liberia become a pariah state again, maybe. But let's hear from the people.
So quickly, let me just ask you in passing. Do you want the government or you want us to amend or maybe add more punishment to the drug law?
But, you know, again, this is the problem with Liberia. Liberia issue is not about law. Liberia issue how many laws on the books. Liberia issue is about implementation, maybe. And people need to start to circumvent the law.
Friendship. Liberia wrong on friendship.
Today. Look at the capital firehouse at Mabon. That case is lingering on because why? The way it's being handled. Now you have a capital offense, Mabon, non-bailable. The law's on the book, but yesterday they want to release the man from prison. So I mean, what kind of law did you need to make again, Mabon?
And that's the thing. The government come, the president will do all kinds of things. No, maybe just go ahead, just do the law any kind of way.
Maybe the law has teeth to bite already. But it's not allowing the authority, not allowing the teeth to bite anything. So I mean, you go draw another law out of it. Again, the question there is that will you implement it? And my answer to you will be no.
Yeah. Another thing that what I'm seeing here, unless importation or trafficking of controlled substance generally carries mandatory prison sentence ranging from 10 to 20 years.
Of course,
so you see
it's on the books.
So you see it, and then law was signed 2023. I think somewhere around July, right? I think or something. Yeah. So you see, it's a good law.
It did. It's on the
10 to 20 years.
Yes. So you see that? So that question about finding a new law, I don't know. I mean, laws are always acceptable for changes, but the one you got on the book, implement the one there first. Yeah, but you can I'll wait on until you can hear from the people, Maple.
Yeah, 0770203125. That's the number this evening for you to call again. 0770203125. Keep a calls coming and be part of the SKTV show here this evening. What say you? What to say on all of the talking points that we'll talk about here this evening? The drug wahala still continuing. We don't know as to whether this case will end anytime soon. But to this first caller, good evening.
Good evening, Maple. How are you today?
And they're better okay. Thank God for life.
My name is Musefu. I'm calling you from Brooklyn. Maple, I just want to talk on a couple of things you will talk about. One, when I listen and I hear about the drugs business and the attribution before we said it that this drug business is not per government, it's per the kind of establishment that we do have in the country, and like the way in which AB stated is that the people while we were fighting war, they were not only bringing income, and it really just started when the major hub of drugs, initial stage of drugs taking, that were you could find them around Douala and Irela, because those are the major area where the war parties are their recruiting were.
Yes, you're right.
Now, and then at the end of the day, when the market was created, because it was a market, they already have a consumption market, and then they started to expand upon it and all that stuff. But people are just bent about looking at it, and at the end of the day, it's just escalated. Now, this is the test of not only of this government, but for this government and any future government to come. It was a challenge for the past government. It's going to be a challenge for the future government to come. The only thing is to do is to now be able to call no fabric of the society can tell you say they are not suffering from drugs effect. So they just need to take some drastic action and put aside who is this person, because those who are benefiting from this market, we don't want to talk about what will come after them, because it's already affecting the country. But I don't care how long it takes, it's going to harm each and every one of them one of these days. But it's just that it's suffering us now, so we just need some trust. We need a government that will come and at the end of the day will take a serious action. But it's going to be a serious battle that AB stated.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Thank you very much. The commercial chairman is on the line. He won't feel really a regular concern of never justice. No, neighbor. Just me or challenge. That's one with dying. Just is a challenge for the whole world. But your ability and your inability to fight this job is what we're looking at. The step you pick. We know that challenge will exist. So your effort to mitigate the challenge that we're looking at. This talking about hard country. Do these people feel that we are stupid? There's no stupid Liberia again. We are all woke up. And we are enlightening people that are following these things. Someone honestly occupied. It's just that we are not privileged to go there and why. They are not enlightening us. No, they're not saying for the protocol of the God. No, someday having a young book, walking, young book, taking on the gospel or being a feel of the gospel business. That protocol of the God that will allow you to see that gospel there before you see him. You cannot tell that someday having a it's a make out. It's not one of campaign talk. Because the whole campaign time, you can't be sure about it going right. The man is an official vice president. The guy who is just with the vice president. You win the vice president office. Where more do you want to see this man in his state for us to know that this vice president is lying to us and that they believe with them carrying out big hands at the other thing and they're coming to be clearing out in the public that these people are the one who are clearing it. It is clear. And it's clear. That is the reason why they just they get lingering. They get going back and forth. They don't want to go straight forward. Because the people that are behind the scenes. And the question you're talking about, how they just know that law? We don't even know as of yet. They would have anything. We're giving them the budget.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
How can we give it to all this money and they cannot tell us that job is coming up? Even in the year now, they can't tell us how it's going to enter yet.
All right, thank you, my brother. That's the country for us. We let the politics too much, so that continue to do politics. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Maple. How are you?
My brother, I'm okay. Thank God for life.
Yeah, let me say hi to AB and as Salida just left us. This is Edmond, Concerned Liberian for Justice. You know, the reason why we always go behind is because even those that are in power now, they are still reminding us about beyond and even doing the worst thing. We are discussing 19.2 and the highest trust that we talk about in the world. And then information minister, government official will come and tell people about 100 million. And then when we're talking about you telling us that you are spending on national security. Before that 100 million would even start leaving Brazil, it was announced to the government, to the security sector, that there's a truck that is coming from Brazil, coming through the port of Monrovia. When you enter, it was intercepted, people were persecuted. But yours, we are on the same perpetrator. After we cry around here, where are the tour? Where are the guys? You come, you have one fake press conference, you present to us facilitator. How do you present facilitator to us? We are not seeing the real tour. Before I facilitate, there got to be a tour. You will slap the ear, the man that keep the fire from slapping ear. You erase the man that slap the ear, the man is still alive. Who are you playing with? You play with other people? The last year, you can't get any of them. But our brother is left with him. If he was Satan and allow his character, if he was Satan and allow his family, character to be rocked in the mud, only because he want to be the circumcision lamb, it's up to him. When the case starts, we'll be willing to hear from him what he knows about the trust building. For our concern for where we are going, we are not there yet. We are not getting there yet because all the doors are on the run. These are all facilitators that they are chasing. Bring the real door. Thank you.
Thank you. Quick, today's caller. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Neighbor, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I come on down Coast Hill. One time, I'm a member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. Neighbor, here is where I come from. What are we talking about drugs under this government? A government that campaign on drugs eradication. A government that declared drugs as a national emergency. Then somebody come and say it is a challenge. They slap on the paper and say yes. They knew how to fight it. That's why they projected to us. And today, we are seeing the vice president in victorious evidence with one of the suspects. Then somebody can say the government is challenged. So in my mind, the drugs that have been coming to this country over the years, these are the cartels that have been behind the drugs. That's why God just exposed them today. The evidence are clear. What are we talking about here? You said you are going to give a press conference. You said so can you give press conference? 8:30 in the night without any timetable is that only to come with facilitators. Where are the new doers? Hey man, brethren, just stop doing what you guys are doing to us. The other time I saw you when you were indicted the former speaker. Right after the indictment, the speaker was established. Today, the facilitator is giving VIP treatment. We're still talking about challenge here. Look,
all right. Thank you, my brother. Today's caller. Good evening.
Thank you so much. I'm Executive Member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. I'm Peter McCauley, the civil rights basketball in the Georgia District, now Monserrat County.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Labor, state government, one of the main key issues that brought it to the executive mansion, it was about the drugs issue. That the past government were importing drugs in the country. For example, when they found drugs in district number 9, it was so sophisticated to know who brought in district number 9, they would say that Finabolo. When they found drugs in district 6, it was sophisticated to know who bring that in district 6, they would say that Keboti Kuchi. They kind of so sophisticated to know who are bringing drugs in the past 6 years. But now, the power is in your hand. And to just call on names, who the imported drugs in the government, you cannot call names, send the 4th of June. They sack out $19.2 million drugs. When they think, send June 4th, they want to they say they carry investigation. But by that time, you are not carrying investigation, you knew what with the drug. You have power at that time, but power in your hand, and now you can carry power investigation. So, for me, insurgents who are coming to tear the country also down.
All right, thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. My name is Nipa. I'm coming from Sktv-Lib to Shaman or Shana for Justice. Well, I don't know. Why we have a DA in the country for? Because the function of the DA now have been taken over by Getaway. Everything in the country is by Getaway. Police director, Getaway, come on. Fire service director, Getaway, come on. So, I mean, they think, in fact, the whole report is in my way. About it, 50 million worth of cooking in the country. Never. You guys can hear it all. But what I saw, and I saw this time, can you imagine they arrested the drug on the page? You did not accuse, did not charge anybody, but then you were doing a line around here. So, you know, even if it was me, I was part of that. That's it. You see, I was in the country, I will escape. So, the group of
and that's the thing, that because drug dealers or drug people, 1 minute, even you gave them 1 hour, enough for them, they go already. Before I went to about 2-3 days. All right, thank you. Let's take they call up and then go back to our team for all the going for the day. Yeah, my brother, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, and good evening to your panelists. So my name is Martin Singleton, and I join you from Kingswood this evening.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, quickly as it relates to your topic and discussion, let me just give this issues. You see the security sector, there are layers of security apparatus. In the aspect how to do with, in the drug case, right now the things, the LDA is responsible to apprehend other drug activities. When they apprehend it, they send it over to the Labrador National Police. Who are on the investigation? That's why they had a certain Labrador National Police called the CSD. I said this is the criminal issues.
So are you saying that the LDA should be making report to the police?
But that's the layer that works. So when people say that where is the hell the LDA is not speaking, he's speaking to the ambient of the security head, who is Gordon Kuma.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So that's whether you not see this you don't have the power to arrest. You only apprehend situations and turn it over to the Labrador National Police. Then the Labrador National Police carry a criminal matter, they carry the CSD. And the CSD investigate and come up with the outcome, then they give it to the head of the police.
All right, so I don't know, so many cases that the LDA been sending people to court without police knowing. You know, sometimes you can say it in again, it shock some of us. Mr. Kone, the other one, my brother, I'm shocked. I will check here, but I think I very, I disagree with you because there are so many instances that I've seen the LDA in fact following people to qualify. The one I even had to do with Bokero, right? You know Bokero?
Yep.
So I can.
It wasn't the police that were patrolling with Bokero. It was the LDA.
The country interested me. I left my country too bad. But so the other thing is, they gave me laugh because to admit, sometimes people can be educated on some things, right? But for me, what I've been observing, Mr. Conan, before you come up, I've been observing that the LDA by themselves, they have power to investigate, send you to court, anything that have to do with drugs issue. LDA, I've been seeing though, I don't know what maybe when we reach to a certain level. But maybe you can change. But go ahead, Mr. Kone.
Maybe on to that point, go and look at the law that enacted the LDEA. It's just not the arm of the police. Because if it was the arm of the police, you're going to be a sector under the police, but it's not. It's an agency that is empowered to do those necessary things drugs related. So if they're not given the opportunity to do such, Because even if there's a problem right now, Gregory Coleman is not going to go to court to testify. It will have to be the DA director or the
Thank you, Mr. Corner. You're very smart. That's the point right there.
So in that case, if they are not given the opportunity, and one thing I know, Gregory Coleman, from my understanding, that he recommended this guy to be the current acting. So maybe that's the reason why he feels that it is his hand-picked guy, so he must still dominate him. Because I made him understand that, Biago still goes to the police station. I don't know whether he still reports to police.
And Biago still getting his police pay according to him that day when, in fact, before the whole Senate, he said that he's still getting police pay.
One thing I think that is equally bothering Biago, I think he's demoralized. Maybe to have a man acting in such a crucial capacity, in the acting capacity for almost a year now or something, without you being appointed permanently, what actually you expect him to live up to? Meaning to say, he doesn't have the assurance, the guarantee to be the director proper. So his exuberance and everything else to put into the job is finding it difficult to kind of correlate with his qualifications. So that in itself is demoralizing. They're coupled with the fact that somebody hovering around him from the arm of Gregory Coleman that literally trying to usurp his function. That's how he feels. Look at even the hearing with the Senate. Look how subdued Biago was. So I mean, all of those things. But this is an entity that's supposed to apprehend people, investigate people, even arraign them to court.
Well, we got to go, Mr. Corner. I think, quickly, maybe internet second or in passing before go quickly. You got to figure out before go time.
Yeah. Thank you, Mabel. Let me say thanks to all of the callers and people who are engaged, people who are in tune. Sometimes some of these things happen. You go back and make research. Read some of those things that in acting a particular law, they need to make new laws. The one you got on the book, you're not implementing it. So what's the essence of a new law? You got more than enough to be implemented. I think when these things are implemented to the fullest, I believe it will curtail some of these problems, Mabel.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for the time, man. And let me add to the callers. Yeah, thanks again for your time and your input. Of those are even trending. Great job, guys. Keep it up, and let's.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. When they call, most of them they coming from all their organizations here and there. But again, to all of our brothers and sisters out there, those of you who are also, for me, to the last quarter. Well, every time we don't know it all. That's why we always learning from some of you out there. But again, the LDA, I think, they have their own power. They have their own authority to especially anything that has to do with drug-related issues. They strictly fall on them. So they're the one that take complete control. And they go through a lot. For me, maybe tomorrow we'll be looking at the court cases also, because LDA really cry to also from the system, man. The court process too poor, very weak, very sick, and if I want a guy that the judge released a few times, nobody know how to look it. Whatever, Mr. Collins, tomorrow maybe we'll look at that. One other guy that will accused and sent to prison for drug business and man already out, and the man name also surfaced in this 19.2 million hour for drugs. It's pretty common. And so where are we heading to as a system? Especially our court.
It's pretty violent, and that's the troubling part. Because right now, trust me, I think the Senate is contemplating on even calling the people answering what free Michael Brown, and up to that, he didn't go back to jail. All of those are responsible. I think they should recommend their removal from their very positions. That's dereliction of duties. Deliberately, maybe they are compromised, and the worst one could happen, and everybody else is going to go free over there. They need to nip this from the rear part before we get an exacerbated problem in that place at Mayborn. But have a great evening, man, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, seriously, Mr. Conan, because I got to ask, if I want to ask most of you tough questions as to why are we, because the entire judicial system, I feel it's weak. We'll look at that tomorrow, by God's grace, and see as to how can the cases, every time the people sending people into some of the places, but at the end of the day, nothing.
Yep.
So that's it. The system too also, because Mr. Kone is bad. The junior officer for me, I can really feel for them. Most of them, sometimes they get dismissed, sometimes they get dismissed. Nothing happened for them. Some of you today who are following the junior officers, they suffer a lot. They are the real group of people that really want change, but they want on top there.
But maybe you know why people are thinking, why people, you know, like calling conspiracy theorists are saying that they have the DEA boss know a lot and they're trying to stop him from speaking, and you know, to establish the authenticity of what transpired. So those are conspiracy theorists, and sometimes if you don't give people information, they will fill in the gap by those conspiracy theorists. You know? But take care, my people.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us the end of premise from there. So welcome my life with African.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you. I can't Sktv menu. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamo. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena napagi ya tumale, Sktv, ena napagi ya tosi wako maya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. The world with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, Sanu to Bakwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.